Dani just dropped Crab Game's first ever update out of nowhere, and he's fixed a lot of bugs, so let's hop straight in. To start off, Dani has fixed some of the multiplayer issues, with the biggest change being that servers should now be able to handle a lot more people with less broadband. So he set the new player cap to 40 people, but it will increase over time as long as the servers can handle it. Although it seems that a lot of people have also got past this cap already, creating lobbies of 50 to 100 people and causing lots of lag to everyone in the server. I wouldn't recommend it, but like, it's up to you. You can do it as you please. It doesn't really harm anyone else. He's also added the ability to turn off chat in settings and added a profanity filter to lobby names, which personally I think is a very good idea, as some players always seem to want to try and ruin the experience by using slurs and offensive language, and that can be annoying and a big issue for streamers, so these changes definitely help the game become more mainstream and will stop some unnecessary hatred from childish players. Along the same lines as this point, Dani has also made it so when typing in chat, you will no longer move around, which is very useful, especially for red light, green light, and causes less unnecessary death. And on the topic of red light, green light, here are the map and mode specific updates. First off, tile drive would sometimes kill the winners, but that has been fixed now, which is very good. Next, he's also fixed an issue where you would spawn in lava on Lanky Lake, causing instant death, which, like the tile drive fix, helps to make the game more fair, fun, and overall enjoyable. And the final update in the map and mode specific updates is that Dani has fixed an issue where the bomb tag timer would go on for much longer, even though there were no bombs. Next up is the movement changes, starting off with the way the movement data is sent to the server has been changed. This can cause players to appear laggy from far away, but is a necessary change to allow more players in a single server. And Dani has specifically said he'd love feedback on this, so if you have any, make sure to give it to him, or comment it down below and I'll make sure to pass it along. The final movement change is then that crouch spamming has been nerfed. We now have the lobby and UI updates. First, Dani has fixed an issue where you could not kick or ban dead players, which previously allowed players to eliminate themselves, then continue to be toxic without being able to be kicked for the whole length of the game. He has also fixed some buggy UI buttons and scrolling, alongside not being able to get the correct lobby ID if you were not the host. And finally, the server list now shows if your installed version is compatible with the server version or not. The final thing Dani has updated is some of the music and a bunch of other small bugs and issues. However, there are also two key things that Dani has confirmed for the future of Crab Game. The first being that he is working on getting Crab Game to Mac and Linux, and that when it is ready it should be available on Steam, as there is currently a way of downloading the Mac and Linux versions on itch.io, but they're not very stable and it makes sense for him to try and get Crab Game working properly on both of these platforms as well as Windows. The second key thing is that he has confirmed he will be updating Crab Game more in the future, which makes sense bearing in mind that it had a peak player count of 29,000 after only being out for a single day, significantly higher than Muck's peak player count. This shows that Dani definitely intends to treat Crab Game like Muck and keep updating it until both he's happy with it and it's at a point where it's somewhat finished. This is also good as the mass of players that have started playing Crab Game in the very short time that's been out have discovered loads of bugs, such as the one mentioned by the God of Life in the comments of my last video. There is a chance that upon joining a game, you just get the menu screen and die without joining the game, as if you joined it mid-game. However, this has only been seen on really laggy servers. And in Stepping Stones games, sometimes the game doesn't register the players getting across and only lets 2 continue to the next game, despite there being more players on the finish island. And so if you want to keep up to date with future Crab Game updates, don't forget to subscribe, and peace out.